Three main reasons you need to be going to sports card shows right now. Let's get into it. Main reason to go, number one, is community. Now, this word means a whole realm of things, but for the sports card world, like knowing that you belong to a community makes you want to collect sports cards even more. Now, you go to sports card shows and you are in a group of people that do the exact same thing you do. The thing that like you think as a hobby, you're like, am I still like, for me, I'm like older now and I'm like, why am I still doing this? Is like, is anybody else my age still collecting cards? So you like begin to think, well, am I crazy for doing this? But you're not crazy. You're really not crazy for doing this. You are now like, if you go to a sports card show, you're going to be around people that are doing the exact same thing you're doing. And I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel like all of it's worth it. Because I know for me, sometimes it's like I go into wherever, Target, Walmart, wherever I can find a pack of sports cards and I walk out. Like I don't go there intending to buy a pack of sports cards, but I go in and I'm like, oh, there's a pack of sports cards. I buy it, I bring it home, and I'm like, why did I just spend the $8-10 on this pack of cards? Like, why am I still doing this? If you go to a sports card show, I'm telling you, the community aspect is amazing. The people there are awesome. They're doing the same exact thing you're doing. They're passionate about it like you are. And it makes you like feel like everything you're doing is worth it. So go to a sports card show for the community aspect of it. Because I'm telling you, as soon as you get there, like you start walking to the different tables and venues that people have set up there, and you'll be like, dude, that's awesome. I didn't know like somebody else collected the same stuff I did. Or, wow, look how they are presenting their cards and they've got them in these awesome cases and everything else. So, I mean, it makes card collecting so much more fun instead of just like the mundane. I got a pack, I open it up, I put it in my little protective sleeves, and I throw it in a closet somewhere. Now I'm going and I'm around people that are doing the exact same thing I am, and they're passionate about it. They're having a great time. They've got like different games set up for you to do when you get there. Is like revolving around the sports cards that you're collecting or other sports cards, sports or whatever. So the community aspect of it is really awesome, and the people there are super friendly. And you got any questions, you just go up to a table and you ask them, and they'll answer. I mean, they'll spend 30 minutes answering your one question if you want, if you let them. It's just a really awesome community, and to be a part of that in a sports card show, it makes your collecting just that much more fun. So, number one reason, community. You got to go be around people that are doing the same thing that you are. Trust me, you're going to have a good time. Reason number two, um, information. When I went to my first sports card show, I learned so much more about sports cards than I ever could have imagined. How to collect them, how to store them properly, how to like resell them. All of that information you can get at a sports card show. Go and just ask questions. Trust me, the people there will answer them, and they will make you feel so much. They will just fill your head with knowledge on how to collect sports cards. You'll also find out information wise what's hot right now, like what's selling, what type of card is selling a lot for, and the type of cards you should probably start adding to your collection. So that's another reason. The information that you will gain from going to a sports card show is far and beyond so much worth just the fact to go. You will get tons of information that you thought sports cards, I mean, like literally blew my mind the first time I went to a sports car show, and I was like, oh my God, there is so much more going on than I ever knew about. The first time I went to a sports card show, I asked somebody at a table, I was like, all right, so what's a good way to resell your stuff? And they literally, like I have been doing, they were like, legit, you just open a pack, and these are the kind of cases you need to get. These are the kind of card sleeves you got to have if you want to resell them. And like, I was like, sweet, I've never had any of those things. So I got information from them, and that's what I started putting my cards in, these even more protective sleeves, especially the more valuable cards that I'm collecting. Because I mean, it's funny. It's like one little nick on a corner or one little scrape on a card, and there goes the value of the card. So I learned a ton about just how to protect the cards. Number two, I learned just the value of the right kind of cards to collect. So instead of just blindly getting packs and throwing them all in there, I can get rid of the cards that I don't need to keep, especially long term, because their value is going to grow. So information is huge. Go to a sports card show, and trust me, you will just bring a notepad and write down everything that is a good idea, something you want to try for your sports card collection, or, I don't want to try that anymore with my sports card collection. I want to go to something else, and start writing down cards that are more valuable, and start, when you go get cards, you can, start collecting those. And you're like, all right, now maybe I can start reselling these. Oh, I know I have these at home. I can start reselling these and get some money back and expand my collection even more. So main reason number two, information. Trust me, you're going to get a ton of great information, and the people there are great. So lastly, third main reason you need to be going to sports card shows right now is entertainment. Entertainment value is off the charts. Number one, for me, I have kids, and it's like, free weekend, you're like, all right, what am I doing with my kids? Like, what are we doing? Like, to keep them entertained, and to get them to be passionate about something that I do, the hobby of sports cards, take them to a show. 99% of these sports card shows, entry is free. You might pay $1, $2, maybe up to $5 for an adult, but kids like 12 and under, like 99% of the time, are free entry. Just go, and it's free entry, and you get to spend 2 or 3 hours of your day walking around with your kids, looking at all the different sports cards. And trust me, time flies when you're there. I've been to several. Time flies when you're, I spent 2 hours at the last one I went to, and I didn't even know I was there for 2 hours. It felt like 5 minutes. But entertainment value just alone is huge. So entry is free. Most of these card shows is free. Number two, entertainment value. They have so many different games that they set up. I went to one. It had like a wheel of fortune type deal. You go up there and spin the wheel, and you can win up to like $1,000. And they were giving away free packs in the spin the wheel and all this other stuff. And literally, I got a chance to spin the wheel just with my entry ticket, and I didn't even have to pay anything for that ticket to get in. So I went, they gave me a ticket letting me know that, hey, I can play whatever game I want that was there. They gave me a wristband, said, hey, you're here now. Go have fun, look around. Because they want you to be there so that you can go to all the different vendors that are there, and, maybe make some purchases from the vendors that are actually there. So entertainment value is awesome. And the kids absolutely loved it. They had so much fun, and now they're starting to get passionate about their card collections. And they were like, dude, when's the next time can we go to another card show? So entertainment value is huge. And like I said, 99.9% of these card shows that you'll look at and go to are free entry. You can get in free. Now, let me say this. Entry is free, but for me, I brought a little extra money because I knew I wanted to buy. I'm a big Chipper Jones fan, Braves fan, so I wanted to look for some Chipper Jones cards. And, I spent my own money on some of the better cards that I didn't have in my own collection. So obviously, if you want to buy cards, that's your choice. You bring some extra money. You can go to these different card vendors and tables and make some purchases. But they also have really great deals. Some of these vendors were giving away mystery boxes for like $20, and you could find a card in there with up to like $100, $200 worth of value. So you're going to get your money back anyway. So entry is free. Bring your own money if you want to purchase cards. Another thing, also entertainment wise, and to bring it back to information and community, what we talked about earlier, if you want to set up your own table, if you've got so many cards, you're like, man, how do I get rid of these cards, connect with other people, and like sell them so I can get more money to expand my collection even more? You can get a table at some of these card shows for as little as $30. So if it's a card show near your home and you've got a ton of cards you're trying to get rid of, bring them all, pay the $30 for a table. You can go to this card show, get set up for $30, and then you can start selling your cards to everybody that's going to come to the card show. So it's really awesome. And I think the max number I saw, the highest table value was like $80, but that's some of the bigger card shows. So cheapest table I saw was like $20-$30. I mean, $20-$30 to get at your own table at a card show near you, and then you could sell all your cards and maybe make $50-$100, however much you're going to make off the cards that you've got just in a closet somewhere that you haven't touched in however many years. Well worth it. Now, so the most expensive one, like I said, was probably 80, maybe $100 for a table. But that's some of the bigger card shows, and not too many people. Some of the bigger vendors do that. So, but for just like for me, somebody else that's got a ton of cards, I mean, $30, that's nothing for a table. Plus, you get to hang out with everybody that's doing the same thing you're doing, collecting cards and having a good time doing that. One of the ways to find out where these card shows are near you, super simple. Go on the internet, just search sports card show near me. And tons of websites will pop up. One of the best websites I've found is it's called sportscollectorsdigest.com. Sportscollectorsdigest.com. You go on there, you search by your state, just go click on your state, and then it'll pull up all the card shows in that state and those different cities around that state, and it will show you the entry fees, it will show you the table fees, it will give you a bunch of names and emails you can contact to see if you want to get a table there. But on that website, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's like you look at the description of the card show, and then under it, it'll have a little T, like the letter T, capitalized, and it'll say a number beside it. The T is for your table, how much a table is if you want a table at this card show. And then the F, the letter F, is for your entry fee. And like I said, 99% of these card shows I've looked up or just on this website and other websites, the entry fee is free. So again, it's like a win-win all the way around. Number one is the community aspect of it. You're not alone. You go to a card show, you're going to see that you're not alone and that you're not crazy for having this giant collection of cards sitting around. Whatever cards, Pokemon, NFL, whatever card that you're into, somebody at this card show is going to have a lot more cards than you will, I promise. Number two is the information that you get from these card shows is invaluable. Really it is. I mean, it'll help you in your own card collection leaps and bounds. And number three, the entertainment value, just the entertainment value. I mean, I love going to card shows just to walk around for a couple hours with my kids. I mean, the entertainment value, you're not going to get entertainment for that cheap anywhere. I take my kids to a movie. I mean, what I'm paying $20 a ticket to get into the movie. Then I got to buy the popcorn and drinks. I mean, I might as well take out a second mortgage on my house. So card shows, yeah. You want your kids a couple of hours of entertainment on a weekend, take them to a card show. Trust me, you're going to have a great time. And it's cool. You can give them a couple bucks. And that's what I did with my kids. Give them like $10 and say, go buy some cards. My one kid came back with like 100 cards. He got them for like, whatever it is, like a nickel a piece or a penny a piece. He came back, tons of cards. And then, of course, my other son, he was like, oh, I bought this card for $10, whatever card it was. He spent all his $10 on one card. So, but it's cool. I mean, they get to go and look at that stuff too. And it still came out cheaper than if I took them to a movie or whatever else. Go to your local putt-putt, mini golf at your area. I mean, entertainment value is off the charts. It's super fun. So those are the three main reasons you need to be going to sports card shows near you right now. Okay. You got to go. Trust me, you won't regret it. So 3 reasons you need to go to sports card shows right now. Go. Have a great time. And like I said, if you go to one, if you've been to one, leave some comments below and let's chat. I mean, maybe you're in a state where I'm at. We can meet up, go to a card show together. It'd be really cool. So anyway, we'll talk to you next time on the channel.